Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is The Unstoppable Show, and I am Jennifer Hardy. So today I've got a real treat for you, something that all of my clients always ask me about because it can be super confusing. Facebook ads. So we've got the beautiful Alex today talking about Facebook ad strategy and just having a conversation about her journey and why she actually does what she does now. So it's going to be super interesting. I hope you're going to get a lot out of it. Alex, what's your second name?
My second name is Certa, so it's Certa.
Awesome.
It's Italian, but I am Polish.
Beautiful. I was going to try and say it, and I was like, oh no, I better just ask. Okay, amazing. So talk to me then about what you actually do.
Sure. So I am Facebook adverts strategist, and I started my business quite recently. It's only been 6 months. And prior to that, I used to work for a big media agency, and I used to work cross media. So I used to work mainly TV, but I used to advise clients on how to place their budgets basically to get the best returns on investment.
Fantastic.
And that was working with massive brands. So one of my big clients was Misguided, but I worked with Money Supermarket, Co-op, so big businesses.
Incredible. So now though, you're out of that kind of sector, if you like, and what is the services that you deliver now and who is it for?
Sure. So I help mainly small to medium-sized businesses, and I help them to magnify their message and get the return that they want from Facebook. So it could be in various forms. So it could be in leads. So some clients are after names they could call or email, and the other clients are after sales. Some are after awareness, but it's for smaller businesses, they're mainly after tangible results.
Yeah,
because obviously every pound matters, and I get that. And because I used to work with massive brands, I apply that knowledge now to smaller businesses.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
And how long did you do that before as well? Was it quite a while you were in that kind of industry?
Say that again, sorry.
I was just asking, how long were you doing it for the kind of bigger
So I was in the agency for 10 years.
Wow.
And yeah, I've decided to go alone beginning of this year.
And what was the deciding factor? Because obviously, you know, you were obviously incredible at what you did to be with something for that long.
Sure.
I can imagine that you did enjoy it at one point as well. What made you change direction?
So for me, it was my personal story. So I became a mom nearly 3 years ago now, and we've had quite a bit of a journey with my daughter. So there's a saying that when you love someone, they're 1 in a million. So my daughter is 1 in 316 million worldwide because she's got a rare genetic condition, and there's only 24 kids with it in the whole world. In the UK, she's the only one. Wow. So her condition is that basically her joints dislocate quite easily, and she needs a bit more care than ordinary kids. Yeah. So when I returned from my maternity leave, I found myself juggling a lot, and I was still wanting to do a good job for clients, but there were weeks that my daughter and her condition became really demanding, and I found myself I couldn't really be here, there, and everywhere. So I thought I need some kind of system where I can still do my job and be there for my kids, because she's obviously my priority. Yeah. So this is when this idea was born to start my own business, and I've done so. And basically what I do sometimes, I work very early in the morning, and then my daughter wakes up, and I've got a few hours with her, and then I drop her off to nursery, and then I work some more, but it's very much structured around her.
That's incredible. It's amazing to be able to have that time with her, though, even if it's spending time in the morning before she goes to nursery school. And yeah. And there's lots of people that don't even realise that they can, well, this is an option, you know, working from home, starting their own business is so daunting for people. Did you find it quite a scary prospect at first, or did you just kind of take to it really well? Obviously, because you knew that you had to do right by the wee one.
Sure.
Yeah, how did it feel at the beginning?
So at the beginning, I was fairly lucky because my first client was actually my accountant. So they wanted my service straight away. So it was quite an easy transition from that point of view, because
Fantastic.
I had some income coming in straight away. But then after a few months, I found I needed support. So I actually invested in a business coach, and she helps massively, because for me, that's someone to be accountable for.
Yeah.
And while I'm still transitioning from having a boss, having line manager, etc., she's kind of that person for me, the person I can go to, and like, let's say I'm pulling this proposal and I'm meeting this client and they said this or that, I can run it by her, and she's this kind of soundboard for me. But she also offers the strategy and where I want to take my business, and thinking bigger than I am now.
You definitely need that person, don't you? You need that person that has maybe already walked the path and has maybe had a journey themselves to be able to offer advice and guidance. I think it's really important too. So when it comes to Facebook ads, I know that everyone's going to be out there listening. What are some of the most kind of important things? If you could give us like 3 top tips or takeaways even,
Sure.
to put into place, put into practice, and to begin to understand ads a little bit better, what would you say those 3 tips would be for you?
So first of all, definitely check out if you've got a pixel installed on your website. So pixel it's scary for some smaller business owners, but it's very, very simple. So it's just a piece of code that speaks between Facebook and your website, and you can actually see what your activity is doing. And it's completely free, and Facebook tells you what to do, how to install it. And I'm amazed at how many businesses don't have it. So even the big businesses that people you would hope have advisors in place to get it. That's my first number 1 tip. And the second tip is, so with Facebook, when you open the ad manager, you've got the 3 pillars. And the first one, when you're going for after reach and awareness, that's in my opinion a bad objective to go after when you're a smaller business owner, because it doesn't actually mean anything when you go in for awareness campaign. How you're going to measure it, and it's very subjective. What are people aware of? And when you go in for this objective, you're gonna need a lot of money, like tens of thousands of pounds before you see anything really. And then you're gonna need to employ someone to measure the results. So that might tip number 2, don't go after this, and instead go after your consideration or conversion objective, which think about which one is closest aligned to your goal. And then the third objective, I would say, if you are an e-com business, if you've got anything to sell, then go after conversion, and you can actually set up custom conversion in Facebook, and this measures how many tangible product you are selling. And Facebook, it's quite a clever targeting machine, so it searches for people that are most aligned to buy from you.
Fantastic top tips. I absolutely love it. And I am a fan of pixels massively, so I'm so glad that you mentioned them. They are so important. It gives you the opportunity to really track and to test what's working and what's not, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But there's, I basically, I won't say the name, but in the summer I worked with a massive brand, market leader, in their sector, and they sell a lot. They sell millions and millions of products every month.
Yeah.
And they spend probably in the region of 15 to 20K a month on Facebook alone. Yeah. And they've not had a pixel. So all the activities they've been doing to that point, they've been going blind, completely blind.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that is just luck, isn't it then? It's luck that they've managed to
Yeah,
still, but I mean, I don't know what we would do without our pixels in place, because we don't want to lose anyone. We want to stay in people's awareness, and the pixel allows you to do that.
absolutely.
Really cool retargeting and things like that. So I take it now that you're doing what you are, and you're working with entrepreneurs and smaller businesses. Are you really enjoying it?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And the aspect that I love the most is learning about the business. So, give you an example, I've just started working with Prosecco subscription service. They're called Princess P Prosecco, and it's a startup, but it's going so well. And
Incredible.
I'm just happy I'm making a difference, and you can see physically I'm making the difference to the bottom line.
And you're part of their entire journey then. It must be so amazing to be at that stage when it's a startup as well. It's so, I always get really excited when someone comes to me with their startup idea. It's just, yeah, I love it. I'm like, yes, this is brilliant. Because you can really get right into it with them and watch their journey and watch their success. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
So,
definitely.
let us know, where is it that we can find you on the online space then? And there's so many people wanting to understand ads. They want to have a chat about it. They want to sign up for courses and everything else, or have someone just take over that account for them. So where is it that we can find you in the
so the best place, just go to my website, so like www.thesocialway.co.uk, and I'm also on Facebook. So if you just slash Alex Certa, that's ALEKSCERTA, and just drop me a message. And if you just want me to have a look at your account, there's no obligation. I do something that I call mini audit. So I give you 3 top takeouts so you can improve it yourself.
Fantastic.
And if you want a bit of a deeper dive, or you've never done any Facebook before but you want to have a crack yourself, then I do something that I call power hour or setup hour. So that's basically over Zoom, and I spend an hour with you, and prior going through the activity, if you've done anything. If you haven't, then we can start from scratch and build a strategy. And that's like entry point to working with me, and that's £97, and I find that's affordable for majority of business owners.
Absolutely fantastic. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak to you today. Thank you so much for coming on.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for having me.
And I'm so happy that you were able to find a way to be there 1,000,000% for your little one as well, and also still have an incredible career in front of you as well. It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I would say it's all down to mindset, because it's all good having to hustle on the side and hustling for a new business, etc. But for me personally, it's working on my head that's made the biggest difference, and thinking bigger and always progressing. And I have this one goal that I've got every day to make each and every day better than the previous one.
Love it.
And that's how you improve, really, and that's how you grow.
Definitely.
And for me, my daughter is still my priority, so I'm just happy I found a way to combine my 2 passions.
I love it. Well, give her a big hug from all of us here at Unstoppable. She is, I don't even know her yet. What's her name?
It's Anya.
Anya, yeah, give her a big hug from all of us. She's the next generation of unstoppable women, which is amazing to hear. Going to follow in your incredible footsteps of entrepreneurship, I'm absolutely sure.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I want to say thank you again for you being here. It's been fantastic. And everyone listening out there, no doubt you have taken some incredible tips or golden nuggets away, especially those 3 top tips that we had there. I mean, they were fantastic. And sometimes you would pay a lot of money just to hear tips like that. So please put them into practice. And of course, please go and find out where you can go by scrolling down a little bit, and you can find all of Alex's details. You'll have links to her website, which is www.thesocialway.co.uk, and links to some of our social media channels as well, so you can go and follow her. And hopefully you can book in for a call as well and get to know what's happening in the back end of your Facebook business a little bit more. So thank you again for everyone listening. I really appreciate you. I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for listening, and we will speak to you real soon. Thanks a lot, Alex.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.